Hello, everyone, and welcome to Reels to Pixels. I'm your host, Harrison Scullin, and we got an old movie review as well as some video games, playing some Minecraft and then some Dead Space. And so, with that, let's get the show started. Alright, so we're going to get started with today's movie review. And before I do that, though, I wanted to show something I got recently. So I got Volume 2 of the Looney Tunes Collector's Choice. This is not the new series that's been coming out. This is the old one. And I've just been slowly collecting the individual releases. I know there's that 4-pack one that has all 4 of them. But I already had Volume 1. I wanted it to be more uniform. I didn't want to buy the same one twice. But anyway, yeah, I'm really excited to check those cartoons out. A lot of them hadn't been seen pretty much since they've been in theaters, or at the very least since they've been on television. But most of them have never been on physical media. So I'm really excited to check out those Looney Tunes short. But now let's get into today's movie review. We'll turn that guy off. Perfect. Alright, so today's movie review is Gulliver's Travels from 1939 from Fleischer Studios through Paramount. And let me show you the critic list description. Gulliver washes ashore on Lilliput and attempts to prevent war between that tiny kingdom and its equally minuscule rival, Belifiscu, as well as smooth the way for the romance between the princess and the prince of the opposing lands. In this, he is alternately aided and hampered by the Lilliputian town crier and general fuss budget, Gabby. A life-threatening situation develops when the bumbling trio of Blefusco spies Sneak, Snoop, and Snitch manage to steal Gulliver's pistol. Alright, so now let me share you my thoughts on the plot. The plot, I give it a 2 out of 5. I'm not going to lie, I was really bored with this story. It is a bit more exciting towards the end, where it's crescendoing, where those spies, they're pointing the pistol at Gulliver as he's not looking. In the end, though, the reason to watch this movie is to see the rotoscoping mixed with the background animation, beautiful designs and whatnot. That's pretty much it. This is definitely a more I would say, style over substance kind of film. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about the plot. Alright, the acting. So as this is an animated film, this is more so about the voice actors. I thought the voice acting was just okay, not great. And I gave it a 2 out of 5. Here, 1 second. Alright, let me backtrack there. Alright, so the acting, I gave it a 2 out of 5. So as these are voice actors, I thought it was just okay, not great. I just thought some of the dialogue and some of the things they were talking about weren't super interesting. Though I do think the singing is good, especially with the prince and the princess. They were probably the more interesting characters. Gulliver himself is just okay, not great. Just the way that people talk in these movies from Fleischer, it just feels off. Like, it doesn't feel realistic like in Snow White. These feel much more like a short than they do a narrative feature-length film. This feels like a stretched out cartoon, animated short. That's why I gave the acting a 2 out of 5. Alright, set design. So as this is an animated film, I'm talking more about the background animation. I thought it looked really good, 3 out of 5. There's some rough spots with some of the characters, but the backdrops looked really, really beautiful, really great paintings, really dynamic drawings and whatnot. And I'll get into more of the camera angles and whatnot, but I did notice that the more fleshed out characters, they looked a little odd, a little uncanny valley. But the more cartoony with like the big noses, big eyes, and all of that, right? The classic cartoon kind of characters, they fit in just fine. It's just for some reason the design of Gulliver and of the Prince and Princess felt very uncanny valley to me, and that's why I gave it a 3 out of 5. 1 second. One second, everyone. Gotta take the puppy potty. Okay, we're back here. Okay, no chance. Alright, but yeah, so we'll move on to the next portion. Alright, cinematography. So this is the animation itself, the actual designs, the actual characters, coloring, all of that. I give it a 3 out of 5. I thought it was really impressive. But when you compare it to Snow White, which came out before this film, it doesn't look super great. It looks a lot better there. Here, it's pretty interesting. I think the rotoscoping is definitely a really cool piece of technology that the Fleischers developed. I just felt, though, we've seen better animated films already by the time this one came out. So that's why I gave it a 3 out of 5. Alright, the music, 2 out of 5, pretty forgettable. The best song is the one between the prince and the princess. It's the most romantic one. I think it's like All's Alright or something like that. Apparently it was nominated for Best Song at the Oscars, but of course lost to Somewhere Over the Rainbow from Wizard of Oz. 1939 was a very packed year, so kind of understandable why the Fleischers didn't win anything there. But yeah, 2 out of 5 for me. Music is just okay, pretty forgettable. Okay, so overall that brings my score to a 2.4 out of 5, which is a 48% on Criticless. And so now let me break down my Criticless score. No graphic language. There's some fighting when it comes to violence, but nothing gruesome. No nudity or sexual content. There's some light kissing. Political bias? No. Family friendly? This is a very family friendly film. It's up there with like a Disney film. Like kids would like it. Like nothing offensive or anything like that. Okay, for entertainment value, I'm going to be honest, it's a pretty boring film. I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I think Disney did better than Fleischer did with these movies. I wish we got to see more from Fleischer, though, because the next film they made, which I've reviewed on the channel, Mr. Bug Goes to Town, was a huge flop and killed all of the movies they ever were going to do afterward. So that's kind of a shame. I would have liked to see what more they could have done, but anyways, so overall, would I recommend this movie? Not really. I think their Popeye cartoons are fantastic. I love Fleischer. I love those characters. Betty Boop as well. But this movie's a bit of a dud. And I get why it's not hailed as much of a classic as Snow White is. The rotoscoping's cool, and so are the colors and the look and whatnot, but the voice acting really drags it down for me and makes it a very mediocre film, if I'm honest. And same goes for the music, very mediocre and forgettable. So I would recommend more of something like Snow White from this era. Although, if you're an animation enthusiast and want to learn more about animation history, you definitely need to check out this movie just to see what could have been, if that makes sense. But anyways, those are my thoughts overall on Gulliver's Travels from 1939, and that concludes today's movie review. Alright. Got this guy here. Alright. So now we're going to get into some gaming. Alright, perfect. So load this guy over here. Perfect. Alright, so we're still live. Perfect, perfect. Trying to decide. I think I'll still do Minecraft. I'm going to be honest, when I did Dead Space last week, I had a great time with it, and I definitely want to play it. But I think I just want to play it non-streaming, or at the very least individually, where that's the only thing I do. Because I noticed last time I played it, I got pretty bad motion sickness, so after the stream I felt absolutely horrible and nauseous. So I think I'll do some Counterstrike today, because I'm even feeling the same way about Minecraft. So yeah, let's just do some Counterstrike. So I'll make sure to change the cover photo for the replay of this, and then also for the gaming stream as well, or gaming channel rather. Alright, so let's open up Steam here. And I apologize to my buddy Squishy Organs. He recommended I play Dead Space, but I'm not gonna lie, I got really bad motion sickness last time. So I'm gonna try the where I'm just gaming one thing. I'm just doing one thing. While that's updating, okay, no chats here. Oops, wrong screen there. There we go. Yeah, so I'll probably do this for about 45 minutes, and then later tonight, I'll be doing the member stream about Nosferatu. So I'm really, really excited for that. That'll be at 9 p.m. Pacific. So stay tuned for that. Alright. Let's see if it's capturing the game audio. Oh, you know what? I bet you. Yep. I'm certain the mic picked that up. So we're gonna do some casual for a bit, and then I'll do some death matches. So the hat I'm wearing here is from Criticless. They're not a sponsor or anything like that, but you know, I've been using their site a lot to put on my movie reviews, as well as a site like Letterboxd. But I like Criticless more because of their camaraderie on there. I feel like better connected with community, and you could comment on people's stuff. You're in groups together. I just really like that aspect of it, and so yeah, that's what I love the most about Criticless. Let's go with it. Dang it. I should have known. Ugh. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry, guys. I need to change the audio source. I'll put on my earbuds here. So that might affect how the game sounds here. There we go. That's much, much better. Oh, frick. I always clicked the wrong button. Alright, here we go. Good boy, Buster. Oh, dang it. While I'm waiting, I'll change the cover photo. think I just downloaded all of them. That's not what I was trying to do. Frick. Ugh. Just this specific design. There we go. Perfect. Oh, freaking heck. So frustrating. Ugh. Alright, let's go to restream. Yeah, that way when people hop on, they'll see it. I keep dying too early. That's what I thought. I clicked the. I think I clicked the wrong guy. Let's see. Yay! Okay, good. It should be upgraded now. Yeah, I picked the wrong game match. I wanted to practice before I did this version, but it is what it is. Dang. Use the classic Kloshka move. Alright. Oh. Dang it. Makes me so mad. Oh, I should probably update the channel or the stream description too. Okay. This is not the version I wanted to play. I'm gonna Google. I'm sorry. Casual versus death match. Counterstrike. Okay, yeah, I'm wanting to do deathmatch. That's what I thought. I'm so embarrassed that when I found out this isn't what people normally play for Counter-Strike, like this is what people practice on. So I've been doing 19 hours of practice. I don't know, I still like it. Jeez Louise. What? Okay. Okay. Bro. Freaking A. Dude. No. Oh my goodness. I was watching a Caleb Hammer video, and there's this guy who he plays like, I think he plays this game, or is either the original Counter-Strike, but one of them, and he has so much like invested debt into it. It was crazy. Now he's definitely more of like a Jerry Springer, but I do think he gives some pretty good financial advice, you know. I don't know. Yeah, it was just crazy. No, let me get the other one. What? How does that guy keep finding me? Freaking A, man. back for revenge. You know, I've been reading this book recently called The King, the Warrior, and the Magician and Gulliver. I believe that's what it's called. It's basically about the difference between boy and man psychology. And it's actually really interesting. Because, you know, so much today, people are like, oh, yeah, men are toxic or masculinity is toxic. And one, that's not helpful, and two, it's just not true. What the reality is that there's just a lot of immature men and women out there, but you know, that's the issue, is not being mature and not taking ownership and whatnot. So it's been a very fascinating book to read. I highly recommend it. I believe I got it on Amazon. Because I don't subscribe to that belief, right, of being masculine's toxic or whatever. No, even if that was true, how is that helpful? You know? Like, what benefit do you get by telling people that? There is no benefit to that. So I highly recommend checking it out. The King, the Warrior, the Lover, the Magician, I believe that's the name of it. I always forget the order, but it's about those types of archetypes based off of the Jungian dream psychology and, like, you know, the shadow self and whatnot. It's based kind of off of that. Very, very interesting book. And I'm not much of a reader. I'm definitely more of a watch movies or whatever. But I've been trying to get back into reading because I haven't been doing as much as I used to. It's like audiobooks and whatnot even. I don't even do that. So listen to live streams, podcasts, movie reviews. I don't really read books anymore, so this is my attempt of getting back into that. Bro. Freaking heck. Look, I'm definitely not the greatest gamer in the world. I don't pretend to be. I'm actually excited for the member stream tonight. I've tried watching Nosferatu a few times, and I'm hoping now that I have to actually sit down and watch it, I can actually finish it. I haven't been able to yet, at least in one sitting. But I am a big fan of F.W. Murnau. I think he's one of the best directors, especially in the silent era. So I'm really looking forward to that. Although I still think Faust is probably my favorite film he did. And the Last Laugh is pretty good too with Emil Jennings. But Faust is a masterwork. I think much more so than Nosferatu. But hey, maybe I'll be changed tonight. It's been a while since I've watched it. Please go into that closet. jealous of all the 199 people down in Orlando this weekend. I really wanted to go, but the cost of travel, man. But it looks like everybody's having a great time. I'm hoping in August, depending on my vacation hours, I'm hoping to go to the Vegas meetup that Nerdrotic is hosting. I haven't been able to go for a couple years. I think the last time I went was, I think it was either the 23? Check the poster. 24. Yeah, so it's been a while. Ah, dang it, I was AFK. But yeah, they're really cool guys. I've talked to all of them several times. Really, really cool people. Yes. Ew, that AI photo is so gross. What the? Jeez Louise, man. Ugh. Jeez, man. No. Yeah, I apologize to everyone who wanted to see the Minecraft and Dead Space tonight. I think I'll do, I don't know when, but at some point I'll do like just a straight up gaming stream of just an hour or two of just playing through Dead Space. Because it's a really fun game. But I think in the format of how I do this show, and just how easily I get motion sickness, I think it'd be better if I stick to just playing that. No. That was rough. Jeez Louise. do one more round. And then once we hit about 8 p.m., I'll go ahead and end this stream so that I could prepare for the members stream. Dude. I hate that. No! No! Freaking heck. Freaking. Now! Should have got it out of that scope there. Whoa! I didn't think I was gonna make it. No! No! Oh. Brev. bummer with that gun is it slows you down. Jeez. Yeah. Yeah. Gotta get somebody with these two double pistols. No. Yeah, there's gonna be a couple edits to today's movie review. Had to take the dog potty. He was asking me to. Can't catch a break, man. Be wary of the anime profile picture people. They're always the OP people in these games. It's that grandma from a Cat in the Hat. That was wild. Gee willikers. been watching that Mel Brooks documentary on HBO Max. I don't know if it had just come out or not. At the very least this year it did, but it's been pretty good. My only critique is I'm pretty sure it's using footage from another documentary that was made about him about 10 years ago. So, but I guess they probably thought he wasn't gonna make it to 100. I think he turns 100 in June of this year, which is crazy. Oh, come on, let me get him. Let me check my messages here. Okay, we're good. Yeah, I got enough time for one more. No! No. No! I could have got him. I should have reloaded. No. Ugh. You know, someday I hope to do one of those kind of panel type shows. Either starting my own or being a guest on one. I just think they're really fun, you know. Like, I love the ones I do with Mega Mike and those guys. Those are always fun. I think it'd be a dream to be on something like Tuesday Night's Main Event or Friday Night Tights. I enjoy watching both of those a lot. Freaking Beardo, man. Vortex Monkey. Some of these profile pictures, man, I swear. Make me laugh so hard. No. No, no, no. No. I just get so excited. I want to kill everyone, right? In this game. Ugh. No. No. Why does it spawn me next to this? Ugh. Ooh, somebody's tired. The puppy's falling asleep in here. It's been a nice hot day today. You stole my kill! was a critical mistake. Just one more kill, please. Just one more before we end. That's all I ask. Yes! Got it. Oh. What was that profile? Alright. Exit that to main menu. Turn that view back on. Alright. Well, thank you all so much for watching today's Reels to Pixels. Like I said, in the future, I'll do a strict stream for Dead Space. I think from now on, I'll just play one game and one movie. Not two like I did last week. That was a bit disastrous. But yeah, check me out later tonight in about an hour or so to do the Nosferatu stream. And with that, this has been Really Old Movies. I'm your host, Harrison Scullin. That's Real to Pixels, that is. Take care. One second.